Remember a time when an album could only fit 44 minutes of music at the max, and then CDs came out, and all of a sudden artists had 79 minutes and 59 seconds of time, and they felt they needed to fill it, even though the songs weren't there. That's why I thought a lot of the albums especially the early 90s and through the 90s, had a lot of filler songs. You were lucky to have 4 or 5 really good songs on a record. But back in the 60s and 70s, man, if you were going to fill up 2 vinyls, you wanted good quality music to do that, because it was a lot more expense and a lot more work. If you were going to fill up 88 minutes of music over 2 vinyls, you wanted it to be good stuff. That's why the double albums were so few and far between, really. But these are 5 double albums that I think warrant being on my list of top 5 double albums. And I'm sure you have some more of your own, but I'm going to share my 5 next. Hey there. Thank you so much for coming back. I surely appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please do. And before we get into the 5 double albums that I think are my favorite, I want to congratulate Movie Junkie John, who won the Infinity speakers. I randomly picked it from some website. They picked him, and I sent him a message. He gave me his information, and I got him boxed up. I bought the power station, and this box with the foam and everything that the power station came in worked out perfectly to ship these speakers to him. So I'll be going to the post office tomorrow and shipping these off. And congratulations, and thank you to everybody that participated in the comment section of the Infinity Refoam video. I thank you so much. Now, my top 5 double albums. And I'm going to start with my number 5. And I really enjoy this album. And there's a couple songs in particular I love. And that would be The Who, Quadrophenia. I love that album. And I'm sorry, but John Entwistle's bass work on The Real Me is legendary and just so wild and incredible. And it was from 1973. It was their 3rd rock opera. They had done Tommy and a mini opera from 1966, a quick one while he's away, which was lesser known and didn't get the fanfare that Tommy and Quadrophenia did. It was their 6th studio album, and I'm telling you, The Real Me and Love Reign Over Me, 2 classic songs, but John Entwistle bass on The Real Me, oh, it's one of the best bass performances ever. And he did it as a joke. They thought they were just running through the song, but the band thought it was so cool how he cut loose that they kept it. So, but my number 5 double album, not live, studio, is The Who, Quadrophenia from 1973. My number 4 double studio album has got to be Electric Ladyland by Jimi Hendrix, 1968. That was a very, very interesting album. A lot of experimentation with sounds and effects and things like that on that record. His version of Voodoo Child and All Along the Watchtower are legendary. Just a fantastic record. I watched an interview with Eddie Kramer, the famous producer and engineer who engineered that record. And he said that Jimmy was very into testing different sounds and different mic techniques. And he really cut loose doing that kind of stuff, recording Electric Ladyland. So my number 4 best double studio album, Electric Ladyland, Jimi Hendrix. Number 3, and I know some people don't like it, and some people love it. I love it. Pink Floyd, The Wall, from 1979. I know it was Roger Waters' brainchild, and I just think it's a really good record. It's a concept record. It tells a story, the aftermath of World War II in England and him losing his father And that guitar work by David Gilmour, Comfortably Numb. Of course, Another Brick in the Wall is probably one of those songs we're all sick and tired of listening to, but it's a classic. And now Mother, God, the judge at the end, the trial. It's just such a good record, double record. So I really do enjoy Pink Floyd The Wall, and that would be my number 3 double studio album. My number 2 studio album, hey, Led Zeppelin, Physical Graffiti. You know it was going to be on here. 1975. They had actually went to Headley Grange and recorded 8 songs and had enough material to do a 3-sided record. So they went ahead and dug through some recordings that they had done for the Third, the Fourth, and Houses of the Holy, and included those to make a full double album. And with Custard Pie and In My Time of Dying and Cashmere, it's great from top to bottom. And there's a lot of different nuances in that album, from folk to hard rock. It's just great. I love Physical Graffiti, and that's absolutely my number 2 great double studio album. And number 1, I have to put it number 1 because it's one of the greatest double studio albums ever made, and that's the White Album by the Beatles. I mean, it was probably the beginning of the end for the band. They were in a lot of turmoil. They were fighting. John Lennon had his new partner, Yoko Ono, who was there. The other guys didn't like it. Ringo left for a couple of weeks. George Martin went on holiday for a couple of weeks in the middle of the recording. They had an engineer quit in the middle of the recording, but they still made a tremendous double studio album. My Guitar Gently Weeps, Back in the USSR, Helter Skelter. Just a great record, and so diverse in the different songs that are on it. But yeah, my number 1 has got to be the Beatles' White Album, and that came out in 1968, same year as Electric Ladyland by Jimi Hendrix. But those are my 5 top double studio albums. Give me some of yours in the comments. And again, thank you so much for sticking around. Thank you so much for liking these videos, for commenting and participating. And again, congratulations to Movie Junkie John for winning the Infinity Bookshelf speakers. I'll get those right out to you. And until next time, please like and subscribe. Click the notification so you know when I'm posting another one. And until next time, thanks for your time and thanks for watching.